right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully everyone's having a good week. Doing another mic check. Again, I am trying to get this figured out, testing it. Let's see. No, I don't know. Let's see. Bring up the chat here. It sounds a little bit better. I don't know. Something's still going on. Yeah, it's still having his. No, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I think it is on the streaming end bitrate, so I'm just gonna go ahead and press. So we'll continue to troubleshoot when I can get a chance to. But yeah, I think I've tried everything on the physical end. But anyways, guys, welcome back. So we've got Chuck, we got Railfan K, we've got Kyle Stevens, we've got Go Army Sleep in the Mud. Welcome to all of the lurkers, and welcome to everyone who's going to be watching after the stream. And we also got BCF Parts. The audio is still not working. So on my replay, yeah, I know the popping is still there. I can still hear at least me on my replay. So I would say refresh. Yeah, the popping's still there, so I know for a fact there's something going on with the YouTube side and OBS when it comes to my audio bitrate and my sampling rate. So there's something still not clicking with that. So I've noted down, because all my videos work fine with this XLR mic, but this is something on the streaming settings. So I'll continue to troubleshoot, and we'll go from there. So I do apologize if you hear the pop in there, but yeah. Okie dokie. So welcome everyone. Hopefully you had a good week. Let's go ahead and head over to the layout. So today we've got the Challenger 3707 pulling the Rock Island passenger train. And kind of got it double head a little bit here, so give me 1 second. We'll get these locomotives going. All right. There we go. We've also got the Rock Island C415 also assisting. And of course, we got to have those beautiful BLI cars. And in tow, we've got the Rock Island passenger cars. So we will go ahead and get to those going. We'll see the rest of the train here. All right, and we are on our way. So let's do one thing here. All right, bring up all the rest of the cameras here. Hey, welcome back, Deep Run Mike. Welcome back. All right, so a few things to talk about. Thank you everyone for all the kind words. The channel has officially reached 8,000 subscribers. So again, thank you guys for, it's really your guys' achievement. I'm just here showcasing the world's greatest sandbox hobby. So again, thank you guys for pressing that subscribe button and getting us over 8,000 family members strong. We are well on our way to getting to 10,000, which is going to be the next biggest milestone for the channel. Absolutely insane. Again, thank you guys for watching, for liking, for subscribing. Again, you guys make that accomplishment, and I've always said it from day one. You guys determine when we hit these milestones. You guys determine, when the channel gets monetized and so forth. But again, we're just here to have fun, dealing with the world's greatest sandbox hobby. So amazing. Never thought that we'll be this strong, but making the rounds. Yep. All you guys, I see you guys in so many different live streams, which is awesome to see, because again, it goes back to that old saying, high tide raises all boats, and we're definitely getting there with this hobby. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, Kyle, some people like AI art, some people don't. I'm a big fan of AI art because it allows me to actually showcase the storytelling aspect. I know AI art is in its infancy. I know people's got their, opinions about it, but I try to use it as a tool so that way I can showcase, my lore, the story behind the Frost Lightning Pacific. So, but yeah, I'm a big fan of AI. There's no secret there. So. All right, there's our train set going around. The Challenger is a Atherin Genesis. Obviously, we got the Bowser C415. That diesel was my diesel of the year for last year for 2025. Definitely the most talked about, I would suspect. And one of the more popular ones that we've seen just in videos wise, and I know every short that was highlighting that diesel definitely was a beauty. The sound is amazing. Obviously, Low Sound definitely knows what they're doing when it comes to the sound of the diesels. Really nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the news. Not a lot of announcements this time around, but we'll go ahead and talk about what I was able to grab. So let's go ahead and take our field trips. And that is quite all right. Go ahead, multitask away. I know we got multiple screens, we got phones, we got devices. I just appreciate you guys taking the effort to watch any streams, to be honest. The more we can grow other YouTubers, grow the hobby, the more we can get just general awareness that this hobby exists. And to be honest, we're, compared to some of the other hobbies out there, we're in the golden era of this one. If you guys, if you guys follow like the trading card world, especially when it comes to Pokemon, it is absolutely crazy what's happening to them. Look at video gaming, it's getting crazy with all the price hikes. Like, we thought engines were expensive. It's getting to the point that it's almost $1,000 to get a gaming console nowadays, and look how much freaking computers are getting nowadays. Nothing wrong with AI done, right? Obviously, I just was saying that those pictures definitely have their own characteristics. I appreciate the kind words, Kyle. I appreciate that. That was my attempt with AI. Again, I am not a graphic designer. I am not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. What I was trying to do with basically all of my lore videos is to create a visual storyboard, so that way my ideas, my thoughts can actually come across with visual aids and representation. So yeah, I love, AI is only as good as the person using the tools to do it. Some people just go with one prompt, and when it comes to those images, it took me like, geez, almost 50-60 prompts just to get what I want, because I try to make it realistic as possible to the world I'm building. And those images, if I would have to actually have a graphics designer go out and get it, man, it can cost me thousands upon thousands of dollars to get those images out. So again, I understand the philosophical debate between hiring a person and doing it on my own, but again, that's a whole part of just the whole technological debate when it comes to disruptive technology. I can go down a whole rabbit hole with that, but I've said it enough on the stream a couple times to do that. Multitasking, you're watching this and cleaning your records. Awesome. Well, I do appreciate you listening in. Lots of great live streams out there. Don't need TV anymore. Exactly. Yeah, Bria and I, basically, we watch YouTube, Twitch, and Netflix for the most part. YouTube has really kind of taken over when it comes to my media, but yeah, it's amazing to see. And this community is so great that we try not to step on each other's live streams so that we can have that TV style programming, which is awesome. I know there's going to be some step overs. It's inevitable. but the fact that we try to be cognizant about other people's live streams, you don't see that in any other community, to be honest, like we do in this one. So it's amazing to see. Okay, let's go back to the news. But yeah, definitely good topics. Absolutely, I love talking about it. Okay, so we got our first samples of the Broadway Limited American Freedom Train cars. I hope to get these sometime in the future. This image, I don't know. I think this is catching me a little bit off guard because this feels like, just by looking at it, it looks like a sticker. I know I am kind of over analyzing this right here, but it feels like it should be like some sort of 3D printed part. I don't know. It just looks kind of strange. I know it's their factory sample, but I don't know. It just caught my eye. But other than that, the coast looks amazing. See, you don't have cable or satellite TV, mainly YouTube, or the wife watches TikTok. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. The pop culture train is going to visit Temple, Texas in 2 weeks. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't been out to Samurai lately because either been busy or I'm still recovering from the sickness. I'm pretty much 99% over it. It's just now I pulled some muscles in my neck, so now I'm trying to get over that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see these heavyweight coaches come out. Definitely excited about that. Okay, moving on to Scale Trains. So Scale Trains is doing yet another run of the Big Blow turbines. Eventually I want to grab one more Big Blow turbine, and that's the one with the elongated tender, the one that's in, I believe, Iowa. But yeah, they're doing another run of the turbines. Let's see, and April 27th is the pre-orders. They're due Monday, and delivery of this winter. So again, if you're a big fan of Union Pacific and the giant Big Blow turbines, you can grab one as well. So you only do Paramount. I can get into a whole nother rabbit hole with streaming services. Yep. All right, take your time. Take your time. Like all you N-scale folks out there, we've got this run here from Intermountain, 2-car hopper set with the American flag, again celebrating that 250th America anniversary, and this is for CSX Transportation. We've also got Norfolk and Southern. You guys can take a look at that for all you N-scale modelers out there. Really cool. All right, so as you guys know, the big boy is on the way doing the coast to coast tour. Over the week, it went through Wyoming, it went through Utah. So this is some of the footage from Utah here. You can see from the official Steam Club by Josh Blair here. This was going through Roy, Utah, which is basically in my old stomping grounds. You can, right along here, you can kind of see the front runner tracks too. But yeah, this just brought me home. Seeing it go through the snow in my old backyard with the white wheels there. One of the most prettiest sights to see. So definitely we'll see some more footage coming up. I know, right? Yeah. And this is late for Utah, but one time it snowed in July. But the fact that it's snowing in April, really crazy. And now we got the 1616 and 1776, along with the rest of the passenger coaches. So yeah, highly recommend, if you can, follow the Pacific Steam Club Again, this was done by Josh Blair, so give credit where credit is due. Yeah, right. So another kind of wish list item for me for if BLI is watching, hopefully they can do the other power car. So this guy right here is the basically modified baggage coach that has basically another generator on the inside. So they made the one, and hopefully we'll get to see the other, because then we'll definitely be feasting. Right now, the 2055 power car, you can only get in brass. Yeah, basically these tracks right here. So let me see how I can explain this. Utah has a lot of cities called, that whole area is called the Wasatch Front. And you've got the major cities of Ogden, Salt Lake City, Clearfield, Sunset, Roy, and so forth. And the UP tracks literally go behind people's houses. So you can see the houses right here. These tracks are also used by the commuter train called the Front Runner. And so I'm hoping someday we'll get the Front Runner content to you guys. But yeah, I saw this. It was home. Or where I grew up, I should say. But yeah, definitely so cool to see. Absolutely cool to see. And so UP has their tracking system. So again, over the week, it went through Salt Lake City, came down here, went across, and then now it's going through California. And as we can see here, it's made its stop for the day here at Watala, California. So you can see it kind of parked on the siding up here. So tomorrow, hopefully it'll get into California and then start making the trip back. So go down here, go through Reno, and so forth. And then it'll go back to Cheyenne. It'll stay in Cheyenne for about a month, and then it'll go on its eastern leg. So absolutely excited for that. All right, so Bachmann has announced their new 52-foot auto carrier with some sedan loads. The model is based on early Autorack specialized car carriers by Frisco, 1950. Let's see. There's a good selection of trains celebrating 250. You were a teen on the Mono Railroader during the bicentennial, and definitely not a big selection of trains celebrating it then. True. I mean, that's definitely a fair way to say it. Yeah. I'm ready for the 250. I can't wait for the official dates of the 250 train and see what steamers are going to pull it. My prediction is that we won't see 844 on the UP tour. I think we'll see 844 on the American Freedom Train. That's my guess. That's my guess. So yeah, these, I mean, they're okay for, I don't know what the price are. The models look okay, but I think the issue with this is that 3D printing has come such a long ways that I would honestly say this announcement is kind of obsolete. Oh, yep, definitely pay that internet bill. Welcome back. But yeah, I think 3D printing has definitely made this completely obsolete. I mean, the car is nice to get, the double-decker early auto rack, but nowadays you could just 3D print them. Yeah. Yep. The set that the Lionel came out with and the Tyco. Yep. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay, getting into some railway news. So just kind of some G-Whiz information. Surface Transportation Board grants Norfolk Southern's formal request to control the Virginia Terminal Railroad. So Washington, formal request to control the Norfolk Portsmouth Beltline, a terminal switching railroad that serves the port of Virginia. So CSX and NS have been locked in legal dispute, yada, yada, yada. And so, yeah. So the decision also includes approval for NS control of the NPBL, and those are the conditions. So again, if you model anywhere near this area, just some interesting things to, you know, G-Whiz information. We should come out with more Jeeps. See, now there you go. There's something that I rarely see people print. Yeah. Sean, how are you, good sir? Welcome. Hello, hello. Yeah. Well, I mean, we also had CPKC as well. They came out with their 1776 with the yellow striping in the middle. And I don't know. I'm not even going to count Union Pacific. I think they absolutely failed the assignment. It's debatable if we'll see anything from BNSF. There's rumors that CSX is doing one, but again, CSX already has a 1776. It's kind of their desert camo veterans unit. So that's a big deal for the coal at the port. Interesting. Yep, I hear you. You're okay with just running the trains. Yep. And that's what I do. I am a big rail fanner. As you guys can see, I do just most of my content is just rail fanning, which is what I enjoy. And again, guys, if you're new, if you're lurking here on the channel, apologize for the audio. Still working on it. Still trying to figure out what's going on. Got it narrowed down to there is some sort of bitrate sampling issue between OBS and YouTube. If I can't get that solved, I'll probably end up switching mics or whatever, but I know it's not the hardware. There's something else. It's just something technical that I'm missing. You know, the CSX has 1776. They could also number it to 250. There you go. Excellent idea. Or they can just do 2026 too. I don't know if they have that number. So this is kind of something especially in our sphere a little bit. If you guys haven't heard, there was an individual that, as a joke, switched a main line to a branch line for the BNSF railway and caused derailments with some freight cars. Needless to say, we got the aftermath of that. Apparently, the individual was found guilty of 1 count of criminal mischief and more than $5,000 in damage. Sentencing is set for June 22nd. You could receive up to 2 years in prison, 12 months of post-release supervision, and a $10,000 fine. So, the derailment caused $350,000 in damage. Yeah, so definitely just don't stay away from the tracks. Don't be stupid. Don't do it for the clicks. Don't do it for video. Like, you know, the police charge and threw a switch that caused derailments, recorded the video of the incident and posted it on YouTube. So again, this is an example of what not to do. It's just not worth it. Because then you're literally self-incriminating yourself when you record yourself doing the act. I don't know. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's why I brought it up, because this kid made news all over our sphere. I know some other streamers probably didn't talk about it, but I know definitely in the Facebook world it was mentioned a lot. So yeah, just don't mess with the tracks. Right? Yep. Exactly. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, so for those of you who may be old enough to remember, I grew up with a show that was one of those educational shows like there goes a firefighter, there goes a roller coaster, there goes an airplane. The first one that I obviously got into was there goes what was it, train, there goes a train or something like that. So the host of that series, Dave Hood, this guy right here, the face should be familiar. He sadly passed away over the week. Due to a heart bypass and the complications, he passed away. So right in the childhood, at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but I love that series. Yeah, I don't think I didn't make a video about it just because I didn't want to bring attention to it. But it's like, it's kind of a public service announcement. Just don't ruin it for everyone else, because, you know, the more people do stupid stuff like that, the government's going to get involved. And once that happens, we'll lose the opportunity to railfan. So, and I'm hoping we don't see a day where, you know, the big boy, because people can't stay 25 feet back, you know, the minute, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but I'm just saying, if someone hopefully doesn't get hurt, but, you know, if people don't take it seriously, the government will get involved. And the one thing we don't need is having the big boy being banned coming down to a city because the city doesn't want the engine to come through. Super Train. I don't remember that. Don't remember. But yeah, so rest in peace, Dave Hood. Okay, so we'll talk about some other things here. I don't know. I think this is true information. Apparently, when the big boy's gonna go out to the East Coast, there's gonna be all sorts of celebrating in Pennsylvania. So there's gonna be a special excursion that you can pay. Looks like $125 per person to go on the big boy train. And so there was a lot of buzz about this. So I'm pretty sure we'll get more news as it comes. But yeah, if you guys are going to be in this area on the 13th and 14th, I think you guys are going to have a field day. Because there's going to be so much going on. It was a short-lived B-rated TV series. Interesting. I'll have to look it up. So yeah, a lot of cool things coming up. Okay, and I think we're on to kind of the main event when it comes to news. So Lionel finally announced the HO scale catalog. And so let's go ahead and see what they have to offer. All right, so they got this beautiful 250th steam locomotive. It probably is in that plasticky Polar Express, you know, entry level feel to it. No, okay, stop. Let me see if I can zoom in here. All right, so the price. Wow, is that really right? So with an ESU DCC decoder that plays patriotic sounds, the MSRP is $862.99. So maybe this is not plastically, maybe this is all die cast. So Low Sound 5 decoder, power pack. Interesting. No, I don't want to search. I want to zoom in. Hang on, now I'm curious. Let's go to the website here. Yeah, so that's 862. What else does it come with? So it is, in fact, a die-cast boiler and frame. Tooling for prototype. Fan-driven smoke, so it has a smoke unit on board. All-wheel pickup, interesting. Let's see. Low Sound 5 decoder plus the power pack. Operates in both DCC and DC. This is something I'm interested in this. So in both DCC and DC. So that's new technology, at least for Low Sound. Yeah, I would. It's way too expensive. Yeah, absolutely agree. But again, this is MSRP. So it'll probably come down a little bit. But they're going up against BLI for that price. But I'm more interested in how this works. How can I operate between DCC and DC? Yeah. Now, if it was like a set, like a passenger set too, with track and a control pack, yeah, but interesting. Yeah, I'll probably end up passing on that. So it looks like we got some freight cars here. Looks like we have, this is pretty cool, gold in this box car. So we've got an aquarium car. It's basically a 250th parade. We got some more like Fort Knox gold there. Uncle Sam celebrating with the fireworks. We got the eagle with the thumbs up. Do I dare say it? Hang on, let me take a look. Oh no. Do I dare say it? How much are these? So these are 57. Oh, it plays sounds too. Okay. Oops. So Screaming Eagle patriotic sounds on timed loop. There's an on-off switch. Yeah, I would definitely want to hear those sounds before I would get this. Very interesting. Okay, so we've got, now this is pretty cool. This is something that I'm probably interested doing. That's mini train show spending for me, yeah. Yeah. So we've got these box cars that's pretty cool. So we've got the 250th, and then they got the presidents here. So George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt. So those who want to create a presidential train, this is actually a really good start. Yeah, and that's what we found. There's an on-off switch. Diecast or not, the detail on the Polar Express will probably be copied on it, if memory serves me right. Not much detail. I could probably find a nice brass brick for much cheaper. Yeah. That's fair. And then we got some other things here. So it looks like we got some quotes as well on these cars. So we got Benjamin Franklin, James Madison. It's like John Hancock. Yeah, John Hancock. So the founding fathers. This is pretty cool. Like, I would be interested in getting these. All right, so it looks like we've got the Halloween collections coming back for another run, which I'm excited for. So it looks like we've got a skeleton signal. We've got this work crane here. The Halloween hauler werewolf. And then we got the Transylvania set down here. And then we got the coaches as well. So yeah, I don't have anything like, I don't have any Halloween trains. So this will be another focus. So it's nice to see that Lionel's doing another set. All right, the Polar Express. So we got some more add-ons here. We've got this a special delivery boxcar with packages in the center. And then we've got this hot chocolate reefer. So you guys know I'm a big fan of Christmas. So if I see these, I'm definitely grabbing them. No questions asked. Because I've always want to expand on my Christmas collection. Now this is cool as well. What Lionel's been doing is that you can have customized boxcars with the photo that you want to put. So you can see here that there's a family photo on this particular boxcar. You can have it customized. And up to 3 lines of text. I think that's pretty cool. Some more Christmas stuff here. Looks like we've got Santa as the light there. Got Santa going through the town there with the reindeers. And again, most of these actually have speakers. I think that's pretty cool too. So I'm curious to see what the sounds they play. And now we got some more. Yeah, absolutely agree. So this is where, in my opinion, Lionel really shines. It's just with these decorative themed trains. I've always been a fan of these type of cars. There you go. Yeah, put it on display. Not a bad idea. Yeah, there you go. See, you guys are thinking. That's one thing I love to do is I love theming and mixing trains. Like, you know, I'm literally having a Union Pacific train pulling the Rock Island. That's the type of fantasy stuff that I can just go crazy for. So when Lionel makes stuff like this, oh man, I absolutely love it. So if you're a fan of Harry Potter, lot of Harry Potter themed boxcars. Again, not for me, but kind of cool because what you can do with these cars is if you can get to the Hogwarts Express and convert them to the kitty couplers, you can have the locomotive pull these particular boxcars. And we've got some more over here. Yep. All right. So some other things, we've got some Looney Tunes, we've got Tom and Jerry, we've got Superman, and we've got Batman. So all of these collections are good for getting the youngsters into the hobby. So if you do a lot of train shows, I would recommend getting these because you can really get the attention of the younger audience. Again, that's so cool. And it looks like these cars here glow in the dark. Kind of innovative, kind of cool. If you have a John Deere, there's more John Deere boxcars. So if you have like a farm train, tractor supply train, we've got the Area 51 cars. So this train was popular in O gauge, and now they're still slowly bringing it over to HO, and this one looks like it's illuminated. If you have a beer train, so there's the Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch. Continue to expand that out. If you got a military train, looks like we've got some pinup girls here. Navy. Looks like we've got the Air Corps. And then we have this Christmas one down here. Let's see, some more crane. We've got, what's this? Jack's Donkey Farm, that's funny. Donkey sound effects on a timed loop. My goodness, that's going to get annoying really quick. Let's see, so we got some Conrail, 50th anniversary. Commemorative locomotives, Jesus, boxcars. So this one is another one I think you have to go, okay, take it easy. Deep Run Mike. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, it's kind of interesting collection there. Yep. So this is another one I think I would like to do is they're starting to introduce these state boxcars. So there's Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. So that is another thing that I would love to collect as part of the 250th celebration. Yeah, Conrail boxcars are cool. Yeah, I agree. But I like the idea of having 50 boxcars for each state. Yeah, so hopefully they continue this. All right, and then an expansion on the personalized boxcars. You'll probably get the Texas State boxcar. Yeah, hopefully they continue the series because I think they're just doing a test run of those ones. But yeah, it'll be nice to see the Lone Star get one. Me personally, I'll be biased and hopefully they get Utah, but so yeah, personalized boxcars. So you can see all sorts of special occasions. You can do a gender reveal, Christmas, birthday, Father's Day. This is such a great idea. Kind of reminds me of the state of Maine refers. It reminds me of the state quarters, but just in boxcars. So we've got these test cars here. Doing another run with new tooling. And that is it. We have come to the end. So again, not a fan of that locomotive at the very beginning, but as we start getting more into these themed boxcars, I think Lionel really shines. I'm happy to see that they're expanding their catalogs in HO scale. You know, back in the day, Lionel used to have a great selection. I mean, my American Freedom Train cars are Lionel. So you got the Christmas and birthday boxcars on your list. Nice. Yeah, I personally like the States. It's just so unique. And no one's really attempted something like this. Obviously, we've seen the holiday trains before in some sort of fashion, but nothing comes to the States. And the presidents and the founding fathers. I think that's pretty cool. So you can really get creative with the themes. So I'm actually curious. Can I click on any of these? No. So kick off the 50 state boxcar collection with the first 5 of the original 13 colors, celebrating the roots of American rail and history. Each boxcar features a beautifully detailed, from the founding states to the final frontier. Don't miss out to start your collection. So it sounds like they're actually going to do all 50. So I imagine that they're going to do a test run to see if it's actually worthwhile. But oh yeah, I really hope they continue. Yep, you are correct too. They also did the HO Challengers, Big Boys, and the Gen 1, Gen 2 turbines. Yep. That they did as well. I eventually want to own one of those just to see how the locomotives were in HO scale. But I can't line up finances to actually grab one when I see them. Yeah, personalized boxcars, I think they're the only ones that are doing this. Yeah, I really enjoy. I think this catalog overall is good. Yeah, the Presidents is pretty darn cool. Not a fan, like I said, I'm not a fan of this. Like, the details have to be really, really good, because when you get up to that high of an asking price, you're competing against BLI's hybrid series as well. And to be honest, I'd rather grab their Conductors Club steam locomotive. That's the 250th. So you had the opportunity to buy a Challenger, but didn't pull the trigger. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, pretty solid catalog, actually. Yeah, I think that this is my most hyped. I would want to start collecting the states, because there's just a lot of things that I can do with this. Because if you want a true representation of a coast to coast tour train, this is a good start. Let's see. What roads are the scale test cars in? Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. So that was this. Get this right here. So we got ATSF. We've got BN. Come on. CNW. Conrail. ACS. Norfolk Southern. Southern. And UP. So there are your scale test cars. And apparently this is pretty popular too. I've been seeing some talks on this. Apparently a lot of people are excited for that. Yeah, no chassis. I mean, you can always customize it. Take the decals off. So what you could probably do is take the decals off of this BN one and then convert it into your chassis. Yeah, no Southern Pacific. Yeah, same thing. You could probably... Let's see. I don't know, probably take the KCS and convert it. Let's see. So guys, gotta keep the cameras off for 1 second. So let's bring up you guys. So are there any announcements that I've missed? Anything that you guys are excited for? You'd have to repaint to CNO blue. Gotcha. Oh, we got Rapido. Let's Rapido announced a few items that I'm kind of excited for. So let's take a trip to Rapido. Okay, I'll give you guys the YouTube channel so you guys can check it out as well. Okay, let's do the field trip. You decided for the birthday, Christmas, and the Texas State Boxers. Yep. Boxcar, yeah, that's fine. I knew what you meant. So they got their West Pacific Bicentennial units. They are in. What I didn't realize is that it comes in this fancy case. And it brought both units, apparently. That's pretty cool. Yeah, those are pretty. Those are absolutely pretty. Those are definitely on my radar. Very nice. I like when companies add the extra details, like the solid case. Scale Trains does it too. Come in this fancy case here. Yeah, the presentation is just really nice. Shiny, I want, yeah, right? Don't we all? And then some of their other offerings. Yeah, oh, that's gorgeous. Because again, you talk about consist, so let's put something together. Let's take the Western Pacific. Oh, what is it? No, let's take the GS4 that BLI made for the American Freedom Train paint scheme. Let's add this diesel. And then let's add some AFT cars. Let's add some of those presidential cars, or maybe the Texas, or not Texas, the state box cars. You guys can only imagine what the consist will look like. Yeah, the old Tyco 1776. Yep. Yeah, these are just stunning. Like, I know Rapido's more on the premier expensive side, but it's worth it. It is gorgeous. Okay, and then the April deadlines. So if you guys are into this particular diesel, I honestly don't remember what the name of it is. They look cool. So Conrail, Penn Central, Penn C, Amtrak. Again, I love these unique style locomotives. Yeah. Let's see, your two Santa Fe Bicentennials, are these two together with the BLI Freedom Train cars will go hard. Yep. Yep, there you go. Absolutely. Let's see. So this is something I'm probably going to end up grabbing in the future. So we've got these particular baggage slash, I think they're steam generator units, if I remember correctly. AC Amtrak, how are you, good sir? But these coaches look amazing. So we got SP and both. We got Amtrak. We've got the Alaska. New Haven. E33 was earlier than this one. Okay. E33, E44. Okay, let's see here. We have, oh, yep. So it is E44, and then we got the HOSP economy baggage and some cabooses. Yeah, I wouldn't mind picking up the Amtrak one. It's just so unique. So what I'm a fan of when it comes to electric is I'm a big fan, and if I find them, especially if, yeah, if we find them in potentially in brass, I may grab them too. I love the Little Joe and the other one from, was it Milwaukee Road? All good. There's so many things coming out. We can only know so much. You like the electrics? Nice. Okay, let's bring up the cameras. There we go. So yeah, nice little offerings there. So yeah, I definitely want to grab the Daylight and the SP. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna say that right now, but yeah, they look pretty good. Some cabooses, so a lot of Southern Pacific. It's like the Sierra Railroad. Yeah, awesome. Them showcasing it. Every imaginable paint scheme for the cabooses. There's some bicentennial in there. The Rock, BC Rail, Norfolk Southern, BNN, geez. Absolutely flooded with cabooses. So yeah, a lot of cool things from Rapido. Lots and lots of cool things. Okay. I think that is everything for now, until I find more things. Let's get to some rail fanning. So they were HL. I think. Let me double check. I think the last one was N scale actually. So the wide vision caboose is N scale. The rest is HL. So yeah, all those cabooses that we saw, yeah, you're right. They were in N scale. Good catch. Yeah, those E44s. Beautiful. And again, I'm not sponsored at all by anyone. I just like sharing the love equally and for information. That's so cool. Yeah. All right, Sean, take it easy. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, these are another cool ones. We're starting to see these bi-level commuter cars coming out. Govia and the Sounder. Really cool. I don't think Broadway Limited has announced. I think we've seen on the BLI stuff. I don't think Scale Trains. Atherin has been doing the GP60s. Oh, I appreciate you just dropping by and listening. Yeah. That's what I try to do. I love talking about the news, what's coming out. And again, my news is typically biased towards locomotive power and passenger cars. Freight cars, it just doesn't interest me. I'll probably talk about it, but that's not the priority. I was gonna go to YouTube. Thran. So yeah, they've been doing their GP60 runs. Again, just to be not biased towards a particular manufacturer, there's Atherin model trains. Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of more runs of the Jeep family. You all saw the UP Challenger 3985 on Train World. Nice. So yeah, GP60s. I like this paint scheme. But I would take all the lettering off and convert it for the FPR. Yeah, nothing too crazy from Atherin. They've been working on their freight car lines too, so yeah, nothing too crazy. Let me check. I don't think Scale Trains has anything new. Yeah, they're just doing their the turbines as we talked about. Oh, actually, there is something when you talk about from Scale Trains. Oh, I'm glad I looked. So they have announced more SD7, SD7 dash or SD7 9s. And the ones that I'm really interested in is the Nevada Northerns. So you got the typical Nevada Northerns here, but if you also got that beautiful 250 paint scheme, this is something I really want too. Yep. SD7, SD9s. Yep. There you go. Yeah, I love this paint scheme. Absolutely beautiful. 330 with DCC, 220 for ready. GP60s equals money saved. Yep. I've got way too many Jeeps, even in my collection. The next Jeep I get is going to be the Class 1 Model Works. Just because it's something different. Did you see an SD9 in chassis? Let's see. Rio Grande, Penn Central, Southern. Yes, you did. There you go. So, wallet not saved here. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's nice. Let's see, we got some... Even, man, even the Burlington Northern diesel paint scheme for this diesel is beautiful, actually. There's just something about it. Oh, good night wallet. Yep. Even the Burlington Northern looks good. Oh, even the Rio... I totally missed the Rio Grande. Look at this. Oh, man. That's nice, too. Denver and Rio Grande. Yeah, that's nice. All right. I don't think there's anything else, at least in HO scale. I know they've been doing some announcements in N scale, but again, I don't typically follow N scale as much as I should. And these are some of the other announcements too. They've got some gondolas, they've got their 70-ton ore cars, but again, I'm really... How much is this 4-car set? 4-car set costs $155. Not sure if that's worth it. All right, take it easy. Yep, I know it's getting late for everyone, especially on the East Coast. Take it easy, Kyle. Yeah, I mean, if you want the detail, go for it. It's just there's old blue boxes, there's roundhouse kits that you can buy for like $5-10. I don't know. Freight cars being that much. That's almost $40 a car. I forget, you still building the N scale T-Track, or is that canceled now that you go into 00? N scale for me right now is back and forth. Because I still technically need N scale track to do my next goal of doing everything in HO scale. So technically I still have my T-Track layout, it's just put away. And it's back and forth. There are days I want to keep it, there are days I don't. But the project I can safely say is shelved for right now. Because yeah, I'm kind of transitioning to phase 2 of what I want to do, which is a eventual circle layout that has code 100, code 83, and Markland K-Track. Mr. Furry Wolf, it's been a while. How are you, good sir? Yeah. Hopefully you are doing well. So yeah, there's the ore cars. So let's take a look at this. One ore car, yeah, calculate to like 45 a car. Let's see. About $40 a car. Yeah, that's just the thing. My brain tells me that I can get 4 ore car kits if you can find them for like $5-10. And you just put it together, add a little bit of weight to it, Katie coupler, minute wheels. Yeah. And even nowadays, you can almost 3D print this thing for cents. Man, that Nevada Northern paint scheme is nice. Uh-oh. Hang on. Our first gremlin of the night. For it being almost hour and 12 minutes in, that's actually not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Skeltering twins, but it's just too much, yeah. The last few months have been crazy. You now have a big HO scale fleet. Bachman, Texas Chugger, and a RayronVR Big Boy 4005, Union Pacific Pass Cards. Awesome. All that is amazing. The RayronVR Big Boy, that's a good find too. Hey, Jeff. Welcome back. You missed everything. Nah, we're just going through the news. The news, it's fairly light. Fairly light. Again, if you are new to the channel, working on the mic issues, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, we're kind of on the tail end of the news right now. We're kind of going to the rail fanning section now. Yeah. Nah, it's all good. We're just glad you can make it, Jeff. Glad you can make it. And hopefully you are doing well. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about you know, the big boy tour, the typical things. We went through the Lionel catalog. That was probably a good chunk of news. Ah, G scale. 2 Bachman big hollow locomotives from the first generation G scale. Very nice. Oh, nice. Hopefully you had a good time. Yeah, that's way higher priority than the stream. The stream's like the lowest priority. I'm just glad you can make it. Hopefully you had a good time. Oh no. Now things want to act up. Yeah, we have a coupler height issue, so I'm just gonna take this off. But yeah, today we're running a combination of Union Pacific and Rock Island equipment. And now the gremlins really wanna go crazy. So you're actually thinking about getting the BLI Southern Pacific Berkshire. I would recommend it. It's a beautiful steam engine. Let's see, so you got the RC locomotive to run. Oh, but the connection and controller broken. Well, hopefully you can get it fixed. So the Rock Island still technically exists under the Rock, but there's a whole history to it. Like, it got piecemealed between like Union Pacific and I believe CSX when it comes to the rail lines. I think it went out of business, but then they brought it back. I mean, the Rock Island is just, it had a crazy history. You don't plan on getting tracks for it, got it. All right, I think we got most of the news. I'm trying to think if there's any others. I think we got the major manufacturers. I think last week we talked about Walthers and their 250th, so there was nothing this week from Walthers. So there is a branch line that I know that still runs the Rock paint scheme. There's a couple of diesels that that operate. Let me see if I can find it. There's a YouTuber that actually drives them. See if I can find it. Let's see. Plan and repaint, customize big hauler into Denver, Rio Grande. Don't have a repeat of Anthony Dodge's last Friday. Yeah, I heard. Uh-oh. And we were running so well, too. Yeah, we did. I gotta keep an eye on it. I think it's going over one of my trouble spots in the layout, so. Yeah, I felt so bad for Anthony. He was having all sorts of gremlin issues. And that's why the next layout that I make, it's not gonna have switches. It's gonna be solely dedicated to going around in circles. Each time. Oh, it's the railing. Yeah, the issue is this turn is pretty much a 20-degree turn, maybe even smaller than that on this modular. So gotta eventually I'll replace it, but so you think you'll be getting the stealth version, nice. Actually, big fan of HO scale and G scale now, because in the future you can try to get K27 locomotive from Bachmann and G scale, but they're rare to find, yeah. Man, G scale is a very good scale. Let's see, so we're looking up the Rock. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. All right, going over that trouble spot again, just keeping an eye on it. Yeah, gotta love the gremlins. Train runs just fine. It was running about an hour before I started the stream, so it was running for about 2.5 hours before we started having problems with it. Yep, it's buckling. Add that baggage car back and just flip it around and see if that helps. All right. But again, guys, can't thank you guys enough. The channel has officially reached 8,000 subscribers. You guys are just flipping awesome. Do all G scales run on the same track? I would think this is narrow gauge engine. So, the best way I can describe it is, yeah, they G scale or it comes down to gauges. Like they all run in the same track, but the body size can be different, I think. Just depends on what you run. Think of it as like, you know, Shay locomotives on actual HO track. Like that's not right because technically, you know, all gear locomotives on HO scale is not true. All right, let's see. Can we make it through that corner? Come on, baby. Awesome. Made it through. It's amazing how one car can affect the rest of the train. So, yeah, I to my understanding, I think G scale has all the same track, but the body size can differ. So yeah, technically the Shay locomotive should be improper, should be HON3, but we scale it to HO scale. All right, let's see the channel. So I'm trying to think if there's any updates for the channel. So this week I was focusing a lot on, as you guys know, the Thomas and Friends Wonders of Solar video game came out, so I've been doing a lot of content with that. I'm still working with the new branch line modulars that I'm working on. I'm waiting for some table legs to come in to connect all three of them together. Yeah, so all G track is the same, but there is no G scale. Yeah. Yeah, it gets confusing. G scale runs between 132 and 125. And then I think technically then we would say G gauge. Again, it's just one of those things that I get confused between calling something G scale versus G gauge. Yeah, like HO and OO. Yeah. They use the HO width, but the body is a little bit bigger for OO. But again, take what I say with a grain of salt. You guys can correct me. Any hot topics for the modeling community? So something I've been noticing, kind of a trend in the model railroading world. This is something we can talk about. So what do you guys think is the future of this hobby? I've been saying it forever that Bluetooth technology, 3D printing, dead rail, those things are up and coming for the hobby. I actually saw, and the whole reason why I mentioned this is because everything that Jimmy from DIY Digital mentioned on his video about the topic, I was 100% agreeing with everything. But I'm just curious. You try not to think outside work. Fair enough. Definitely this hobby is going towards also a very detailed focus standards, which could be good or bad. So what is dead rail? Great question. Okay, so in HO scale, a lot of our locomotives depend on getting power from the track and signals from the track. You know, DC analog, DCC digital. So what dead rail is instead of getting power through rail A, rail B, or left side wheel, right side wheel, those wires are connected to a battery on the locomotive, either on the locomotive or another auxiliary car, sometimes in a tender, maybe another box car. And so you're completely independent from needing a command station. Blue Nami gets us halfway there, but really Blue Nami is missing the battery section, and battery technology is getting there, just not to the point where we need it to be. There's been some people who have actually done proof of concepts that there's one layout that has dead rail, but still feeds power from the track to charge the battery. So when he turns the layout off, the locomotives can still run. So it's there, it's just not commercially available. Yeah, so Bluetooth, high detailed standards. So me personally, I've always kept commenting the soundtracks that, hey, you guys have the best technology, in my opinion, when it comes to Blue Nami. You guys need to take it further and start having Blue Nami chips in switch tracks, in signals. Come out with devices that uses Bluetooth technology to have layout command and control. I think the technology is there. And I would even go one step further, take that Bluetooth, tie it together with AI, and that's the future. I think AI, I'm waiting for the first company to do this, but I think AI can revolutionize the hobby, because whoever takes that technology first, whoever partners with Microsoft, Google, and to bring that prompting atmosphere into model railroading, again, you guys got to hear me out on this, I think would be revolutionary. Because think about it this way. In the prompt, you tell AI, change CV to 0 for me. And the AI prompt will say, completed. Or make me a path that goes from this station to this station. And then the AI would use all of the Bluetooth chips, decoders, and whatnot, and automatically give you a signal path to point A and point B. And I've always said that Loc Sound with ECOS is probably the closest a company could potentially do to go into the realm of AI. Let's see, equalizer units, short term, yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I missed something here. Yeah, so the current Keep Alive, the capacity banks of the current Keep Alives are not strong enough to keep it going into the hours. Right now, they're only seconds. And so the technology needs to get small enough to where the capacity can last for hours. Yeah, if we can use Bluetooth for LCC. The thing is, I would want to say don't use the term LCC because LCC is also a term in itself. So I would say for layout control, for just layout interaction per se. Yeah, current keepers, keep alive. There's a lot of terms that you can use for the few seconds of power. More power, I think, is the latest that Rapido has termed with Loc Sound. Yeah, and so for me personally, I always love talking about the theoreticals. And so I am waiting for whoever does the AI first can actually help it. Because what I'm excited for AI is AI in the operational mindset. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like if you're an AI operator or if you have a operational layout and you incorporate AI, you know, you could potentially have trains that run by themselves. And we kind of do that a little bit with automation, but I think we can really take it to the next level. I predict that AI will be revolutionary in the programming world first. I think we can see the prompting of programming, because another thing that we could see is that, okay, AI, take these two locomotives and speed match them for me. And then you can see the code interact with a programmer on the track, and then these two instantly become speed matched. I think the technology is there. It's just I don't think anyone's going to dive into it just yet. I think it's something that's needed. And then it'll evolve into AI routing and so forth. Yeah, we had a whole conversation last stream about autonomous self-driving freight cars, because freight cars are now starting to get trucks that have electric wheel sets with batteries, and they can have the capabilities to drive themselves. So we're potentially talking about a world that doesn't even need diesel locomotives anymore, which is on a whole new level of crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just imagine a prompt that, you know, speed match this diesel with this steam locomotive. It has a Loc Sound programmer or decoder, and this one has an NCE. Go. Is it practical that we'll ever see AI incorporated that way? I don't know, because again, who makes the standards for model railroading? The NMRA. So the NMRA has to be kind of on board with the whole AI aspect, because then it's got to conform to a whole bunch of standards. And I think that's going to be the biggest roadblock with AI. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or bad thing, but and that's why I say Loc Sound is probably going to be the first one to incorporate AI with their ECOS command station. Because, the Germans love their technology. And if I'm a betting man, I think ESU is going to be the first to incorporate the early stages of AI. That, or maybe even Markland. I could see Markland do that too. But I think the issue is that AI is so expensive right now to get any type of protocol for model railroading that we probably won't see it anytime soon, but it'll be a nicety. I don't think so. I don't think it'll kill model railroading, because I think, if anything, we have a default generalization of what a train looks like. And so I think model railroading will help preserve our standard way of thinking of what a train is. It's just going to be weird when, we've always grown up in our life knowing that, hey, a train is defined as a power unit that pulls several non-powered entities behind it. And to think about that, those non-powered entities are going to be what powers themselves. Again, that's such a culture shock. Be amazing to see if AI is speed matching. Yeah. That is, Chuck, I think that is the future. And I am all for it, honestly. I like the idea of, in the command prompt, please assign agent 1 to BNSF 1621, take it from point A to point B. And then it'll do all the switching for you. If anything, I think AI will enhance operations to a level we haven't seen before. Yep. And that's a great point. Some people still run the DC block system. Yeah, again, that's what I love about philosophy. It's changed. The way we think about just everything is going to change. Now, well, we will see. Again, this kind of goes back to the last stream a little bit in my arguments of, will we see all trains be automated? Well, if we are automating taxi cars to be driverless, and we are willing to legally put a human being behind a driverless car or a non-driver car, then anything is up for grabs. Let's just be frank. See, and this is where I love Blue Nami, because Blue Nami does not care if the track is DCC or DC. It just picks up the power, and then the control comes from the Bluetooth technology. So again, if you guys are new to the channel, I am 100% biased to Blue Nami for that reason. Because I can take my Blue Nami steam engine, put it onto my personal track, or put it over on Samur's track. I don't have to worry about command and control issues. The only thing I will say about Blue Nami is that you gotta have a keep alive. It's a must, because when you lose power, it's a pain to recycle it. So yeah, it was an interesting video that, it's right down my alley. Love the philosophical debate of, what's the future? What does model railroading look like conceptually? So yeah, definitely, at least for the short term, it's going to be the hyper focus of detail. We're seeing it all over the place. Company A is trying to outdo Company B for as many details. They're setting the bar higher for realism. We want that 100% realism in things. Let's see what else. But yeah, I think another aspect of the hobby is 3D printing. And I know the technology is kind of out there. Again, Jimmy talked about this. I've been talking about this. The UV printers. Once that technology enhances, oh man, it's going to be insane. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to bring my Bunamis, yeah. Yep. Yeah, in my fleet I have 2 engines that are Bunamis. My 844, and really I can take that tender and connect it to a Challenger or a Big Boy too if I really wanted to, but it belongs with the 844. And then I got my Atherin Genesis that I could just recently convert to Bunami. A good friend of the channel, Scott Rails, he just converted his U50 over to Bunami, and that was a great series too. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Obviously, I'm biased. I always say I'm biased towards Bunamis. I know they're a little more expensive, but just the functionality of them it's just unmatched. You can speed match on the fly. You can adjust the CVs on the fly. But yeah. The Dougler, welcome. I appreciate the kind words. Welcome to the family. And thank you. So I'll talk about, that's kind of a good transition. So this layout is an HO scale layout. It is modular by design. It is based off the Fremo standards. So basically I've got the track in the center and all the wiring and everything is Fremo standards, with one exception. The framing is actually called Minimo because it's only 12 inches wide and it just works for the room that I have. All right, Jeff. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna probably go this Sunday. I don't think we have anything going on, but yeah, I've just been sick. I'm finally better to get back, but now I just gotta make sure that we're not busy. Because I've been wanting to run the C415 over there. I want to get some shots of it. But yeah, things are progressing for the Frostline and Pacific. And if you guys don't know, again, those of you who are new, because I know we got some new members, we got some new lurkers. The Frostline and Pacific Railway is my fantasy schemed railroad. I have several episodes of what I call the core lore of the railway. They are derived from AI, so again, bear with me with that. There's a little bit of, AI is still being developed, still maturing, but it allows me to tell the storyboard that I've always wanted to tell. So this whole circle is dedicated to a town called Icyville. I do have that script ready. I just need to find a time to get that Icyville episode out within the context of the lore, because I'm always a fan of the lore. And if you go back and see the intro to this stream, it is all derived of the lore of the FPR. Kind of my Gen 1 paint scheme to the first president of the FPR to current day, aka myself. But so yeah, definitely welcome everyone who is new to the channel, lurking, rewatching on the stream. Well, thank you for the kind words, Chuck. I appreciate it. But yeah, and again, model railroading is just one aspect of this channel. I define myself as just a general railroading content creator. So I do occasionally do some rail fanning. I'm slowly getting back into the digital side of train simulators. Been working with the Wonders of Sodor that just came out from Dovetail. And we're focusing a lot right now on rail fanning content. Eventually we'll go back into like DCC installs and so forth, but at this point there's so many other good channels out there that are diving into a whole bunch of tutorials that you know, what makes me happy is rail fanning. Seeing a train go around in circles. And in the future, we're expanding into other aspects of HO scale. And so, I'll show you guys, for those of you who don't know. Let's see, yeah, we're doing pretty well on time. No, I need to go to the channel. Let's go here. All right, so I've been working on another branch line layout. Again, thanks to Bree for allowing me to have some more space for the next level of branch line. Oh, I appreciate that. Sleep in the mud. Again, apologize for the mic issues. We're going to get it resolved. I'll probably switch out to my wireless mic system, see if it sounds any better. But we're going to eventually upgrade all of this equipment. I already know what I want. We're just waiting for things to settle down. So yeah, I'm working on the next generation of my modular layout system. So I'm trying to go into this tabletop format. It'll still follow some Fremo standards. But what I'm doing is that I'm having a 3-rail mainline. The mainline, the outermost mainline is going to be code 100. The inner line is going to be code 83. And in the middle is going to be what's called Marklin K-Track, which is basically a 3-rail system. You guys are too kind. Oh, thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Yep, and that I will also say as well, if you guys don't know, a lot of other members within this community also stream. So, I know Kyle Stevens has some content. RailFanK's got content. So yeah, definitely feel free to research these guys on YouTube, and you'll find their channels. But yeah, I've been enjoying learning the K-Track system. So yeah, you can see the little piece of metal that is in the middle of these ties, and that's basically a 3rd rail. So it's basically, I have this dream where, and Bree really inspired it, is that I used to be really focused on just Union Pacific stuff, but it's gotten to the point where due to the Frostline and Pacific Railway and the nature of the lore that I've created, at this point, I'm just going to get whatever. I want to expand the collection tenfold. Yeah, no. That golden big boy. See, the problem, though, with the 3-rail is that really, you either got 2 choices. You got Miraklin, which is really expensive, and then you got, to my understanding, I think the ECOS system can also do 3-rail, which again is also really expensive. But I'm still digging into that one a little bit more. I may actually go the ECOS route versus Miraklin, but we'll see. So the future is, this modular is called Camp Pico, because both code 83 and 100 are Pico track. I'll eventually have a Camp ME, we'll have a Camp Atlas, and we'll have a ME, Walthers. We'll have Camp Walthers. And then just by design, we'll have Miraklin K-Track in the center. So this new layout will allow me to, and there's gonna be no switches, nothing crazy. It's just gonna be 3 main lines going in a circle, because I want to give every opportunity to run locomotives, to run even DC, because with this new system too, both the outer code 100 and 83, I'll be able to switch between DC and DCC. So I'm not making that mistake again by not allowing DC locomotives. This layout, Icyville, is perfect. It is an operational layout, and I'll keep it that way. But this is going to allow me to go to the next step that I want to do. And you guys can see some of my videos of the Frostline rail fanning. I'm actually bringing out some of my DC stuff that I have. So I'll show you with the little time remaining here. So like this guy. This guy is the very first conceptual turbine from Union Pacific. It was supposed to be a double cab locomotive, but this guy is brass DC, like OG brass. Like we're talking, it has gears that go in between the two trucks to make it move. It shakes, it rattles, it rolls. And so, yeah. So there are many channels that's inspiring this new layout. So phase 1 is this layout, what you're seeing right now. Basically, operational ICville layout. Phase 2 is going to be a second modular layout with the three, what you see basically in this video, the 3 rails, or the 3 main lines. And then there's a phase 3 that I'm coming up with that I will talk about in the future. And I'm excited for it. So essentially, I'm laying the foundation for my end-all, be-all, final layout. So as I was saying, so SMT mainline was the first that I saw that you have a switch to go DC and DCC. But here's the thing, Douglas, in phase 3, I'm going to take that concept on steroids. And I'll talk about, again, that in the future. So I've got a lot planned. So again, there's the core lore videos. Here's my DC veranda that, again, I still got to convert it. And then since I have code 100, I'm bringing out some of my DC 00 locomotives as well. So little by little, you guys are starting to see really the other side of this collection. You guys are seeing mostly the DCC side, but you guys really haven't seen the DC side. So yeah, I've got a lot of things cooking. A lot of things are coming up. I'm excited. Absolutely excited. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do one more lap on our UP Rock Island, and I think we'll call it a stream. But yeah, I'm really excited for the future. Oh, and one more thing, guys. So next week, originally I was supposed to go to Cheyenne, Wyoming for a business trip. That's no longer happening, so I will definitely see you guys next week. We've got the Denver train show coming up, so we'll probably have some announcements to talk about next week from the Rocky Mountain train show. Additionally, we do have the New Braunfels train show coming up. I know it was mentioned earlier, but yeah, I'm going to try to go to New Braunfels as well. So again, make sure you hit that bell icon for notifications for all the content coming out. Thank you all for 8,000 plus subscribers, all of the view hours, all of the comments, the likes, the sharing of just the world's greatest sandbox hobby. That's really what it is. We're all ambassadors to it in one way, shape, or form. This is how I choose to be part of it. Love sharing it. Yep, definitely looking forward to New Braunfels. Yep, and we'll definitely be here next week. So, depending on how we feel, probably Saturday, but we may actually go both days. We'll see. And again, don't forget, I finally got the Samara train show video out as well, so you guys can take a look. No worries, Randall. Yeah, we're unfortunately getting ready to wrap things up. Again, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. But hopefully you're doing well, Randall. Yep, take care, Jeff. Trying to think, any last minute announcements? I think we caught everything. So you'll be there Saturday, hopefully. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to record new Braunfels, because it's getting to the point that the train shows are becoming a little bit repetitive in this area for me, but we'll see. I may... I may record it. I don't know. Still kind of being known. You like how Hot Dog Pilot Andy D toggles between DCC and DC on his layout with this collection? Yeah, and that's what I gotta do. Because honestly, my DCC collection is probably a quarter of my actual collection, because the rest is in DC. And little by little, getting the DC units out. I appreciate you still dropping by there, Dougler. And we'll definitely see you on the future streams. Alright, so we'll put that red light on. We'll go ahead and go back to the showcase scene. We'll get the Challenger stopped here. Definitely going to the Braunfels train show. Probably be going on Sunday, though. Okay. Thank you for the kind words. Yep, appreciate all the support. Again, apologize for the camera. Part of the upgrades that I need to eventually upgrade the computer to have more USB-C. Stop. We'll just stop you right there. Awesome. Eventually, we need to get more 3.0 USB slots, because that's the issue with this, is that it's on an extension cord and into 2.0, so the video is not great quality. But anyways, it does the job. But with that, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Again, apologize for the audio. We'll get it figured out eventually. Just hang with me. We'll get it figured out. But with the guys, thank you so much for watching. I am your host, the Ice Dragon, RayronVR, and I'll see you on the next stream.